Hello, and welcome back. This one comes from the archives. This was an idea I got while watching a video on YouTube about a month ago. It was a good video and I enjoyed it, but I did not agree with the overall sentiment that Kid Chameleon was a bad game, and I did express my thoughts in the comments. It was after watching that video I felt the need to try and convey my thoughts on the game. There was a moment in time where I could argue that Kid Chameleon was one of the best pick-up-and-play pure video game experiences one could have. Now, I agree that sounds outlandish, but it does have merit. Hyperbole aside, let me share my thoughts on this unique title, and maybe many more people will have a chance to experience this game. Pop quiz. What does the PlayStation 2, Marble Madness, and Kid Chameleon all have in common? Each of these things were worked on by the legendary Mark Cerny. This does not mean Kid Chameleon is a perfect game, but it does show there is a high level of passion and expertise that went into the title. Kid Chameleon feels like the closest to a roguelike game you can get without actually making the game different each time. The level of detail and effects that went into the building of the worlds is astounding. When playing through the game, I like to take different paths to see what secrets I can find, and I always find something new, even all these years later. I do have to mention, as someone who lived through it, this game feels so 1990s it hurts. From the kid with the leather jacket and glasses, to the arcade being hijacked by a rogue AI, I know, how topical. This game is pure 1990s greatness. Fun little fact, if you let the title screen play and watch the demos, you will notice things will change. From the people standing around the arcade to the transformations that'll happen for the title screen. I'll avoid spoilers, but let's just say there's an interesting reason for those changes, at least with the people standing around the arcade. Outside of the nostalgic atmosphere, the game itself seems basic on the surface, and it mostly is. But like most great games, there is much more to the overall package. The presentation and experience are where it's at with Kid Chameleon. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Kid Chameleon is brutal at first. Not so much with the stage design, but rather getting a handle on the game itself. You play as the titular Kid Chameleon.
Did you just say tits?
And you enter into this new virtual reality arcade game to save everyone who is trapped inside. In the game, you will find helmets that grant you with power-ups and each have unique abilities. Each power-up comes with a new health bar and a few special powers. Some helmets allow you to climb vertical walls, while others may allow you to fly through the sky as a cyclone. Another is a rocket-powered skateboard, and yet another is a mini tank you could use to shoot skulls out of. There are a variety of power-ups that keep it fresh and fun. You also collect diamond gems that can be used for special powers, and those vary depending on the helmet. Each helmet has a 20 gem power and a 50 gem power, and which power you use depends on how many gems you have at the time. If you have 20 through 49 gems, you will use the 20 gem power. If you have 50 through 99, it'll be the 50 gem power up. Some of the powers are shared across different helmets, like the diamond search snake that hunts down creatures and hurts them, but some are unique, such as the Jason mask giving you an extra life for 50 gems. With the many power-ups and abilities, one can start to see how each playthrough of the game can feel different and unique. Further into the experience, you can see the bright, colorful graphics and satisfying sound design. The music is some of the best I've heard from the Sega Genesis, and it lives rent-free in my mind. I will be going into more detail in the future about video game music, so you can look forward to hearing more about this game when that happens. The music is so upbeat and action-focused, it keeps me going even during the hardest moments. But when you fail, and you will, the game has no problem kicking you while down as it shouts "die" each time. You will hear this a lot, along with from the boss as he shoots projectiles at you. With this being said, let me be very clear. I've only beaten this game through once, and that was abusing save states on the Xbox 360 Genesis collection. There is a warp to the final boss from early in the game, so seeing the ending credits is not bad. But to see the whole game through is next level madness. I do think that's a good time to swing the perspective a bit and go back to when the game was released. Going back to the early 90s, a popular thing to compare would be Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo, which boasted roughly 96 gates to its many stages, which is certainly impressive. When talking about Kid Chameleon, you have an eye-watering 103 stages total, which is next to impossible to see in a single playthrough. The sheer amount of stages and challenges Kid Chameleon throws at the player is staggering, but that should not deter you from trying the game. This is what I meant by the game being close to a roguelike while not changing. Just pick up and play the game for a bit, and when you hit a wall, put it down. The magic happens when you come back to the game later and you find something new or get just a little bit further. You might learn a few invisible hidden blocks that contain extra lives or continues, or a hidden block with a power-up. Somehow this ancient game keeps revealing its secrets all these years later. This is why when I need a quick fix of some retro arcadey action, I'll pop this game on and just have at it until I hit a wall. The atmosphere of this one just hits. And when you're able to plow through the first few early levels and get a sense of accomplishment, you realize just how far you've come. Just with this one, it's special. No matter how good you get, you will be humbled at some point in your adventure. But that only keeps me coming back for more. I know there are many conversations out there about how there's nothing original anymore, how everything feels like a sequel or a prequel. Well, this is what you get when you want something original. It's not always perfection or groundbreaking, but it is a unicorn of uniqueness and is often overlooked due to its old-school learning curve. If you can first take a step back and consider that older games came with real challenge, and this game is based on you going into an evil arcade game, which, let's be honest, arcade games are notorious for being challenging to get your quarters, then you can start to give this game the respect it deserves. People like to throw around Dark Souls as a difficulty setting, and I can see how that works. I've beaten many difficult games, but Kid Chameleon still haunts me to this day, taunting me, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I hope you enjoyed this trip down memory lane with me. Kid Chameleon is certainly not a game for everyone, but it's definitely worth a try. This is one of those games that when I hear somebody say they've beaten it, that's instant respect, like Battletoads NES level respect. Maybe my words will reach a few people and they'll end up giving this wild game a chance, and they might just find something interesting hidden in plain sight that they never knew was there. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments if you've played this one or if you have any memories of playing it. Thank you for your time today, and I will catch you next time. Take care.
Phrasing.